teams taking on the court.
Well, those two fans found the halftime break a little long and decided to tackle each other. And let's see what the Diamonds can come up with in the second half of this match. It has been a bruising first half, but they knew they were up against the favorites in this Division 2. The Southern Stings have yet to lose a match, and so their confidence is at an all-time high as we see Kleinans on wing attack. She uses her authority to good effect. She's the leader in this team, captaining the side, as we see an infringement noted by the umpire on the circumference of the circle. So the Southern Stings have stuck with Annalise Striker out on goal keep. Lawson, Rousseau, Barnard, Kleinans, Joubert and Steyn all maintain their positions. So we haven't seen any of the substitutes on yet, as we see the Northern Cape Diamonds fighting really hard to get their shooters in a position to increase their tally of 18. There's such a long way to go for them. But Reyneke, Tabaseng Hoti, Clarissa Mpikwani has shifted to wing defense. Teteli is on its center. Crochet Wepner, Mandy Berger and Claudia Besson will try and keep the scoreboard ticking over in their favor.
We see, I mean, you mentioned, Debbie, no changes from the Southern Stings, but I mean, that's interesting because they're already 20 goals up. For social media fans, you can follow us live on Twitter at Supersport TV, hashtag SS Netball, for a live update of all the action that is taking place here at the Brutal Fruit Netball Cup.
Yes, one would have imagined that she would rotate some of the players, simply because their lead is not only significant, it is probably conclusive. Nevertheless, Benny Simon has chosen to go with her starting 7, as we see Steyn up at the front, and the shooting statistics are impressive for this goal shooter. Well, Kleinans is but fortunate there that the umpire didn't call a replay. So let me explain the replay rule for viewers at home.
So the replay rule is once you've got control over the ball, you may not release it and then pick it up again. So the umpire will determine if you had full control or not, because obviously if it's just no control, they will allow you to take the ball and regain possession.
Claudia Boysen is showing us how to control shooting statistics in the goal shooting circle. It's 3 passes and the Southern Stings are in a position to aim again. And that's an easy shot for someone of Steyn's capabilities, right under the pole.
Oh, that's excellent work there by Rochelle Lawson. But we know exactly what she's made out of. We're not surprised. And then on the other end, we've got Tabiseng Hoti, who's just taken on the court, saying, I can also do it.
Don't you just love that? You see this spectacular intercept, and then at the other end, somebody simply matches it. I think they feed off the inspiration of the opponents. You're clever if you can do that. So it is Boysen, clever work of her feet. She has the split landing. It takes her into a shooting range that she's very comfortable with. Takes a step out to the side to avoid the long arms of Striker, who's a particularly tall defender. And this is the result that the Diamonds need. So Claudia Besson is up to 82%. And that augurs well for her team's chances further up in the competition. May not be enough against the Stings. It's not that it's not enough, it's just that the Diamonds haven't had enough quality ball, haven't had enough opportunities, but when they get them, they maximize them.
Oh, that's great pressure there by the Southern Stings. They're forcing the Northern Cape Diamonds to play these long passes, diagonal passes, but it's a great offload by Tetele as it lands into the hands of Boysen.
Boyson is doing a really good job. There are two sets of arms there that have to be they're octopus standard, because it's both Lawson and Striker, and she's managing to shoot very accurately despite the attention of those long-armed defenders, as we see staying quite calmly at the other end.
Diamonds.
Keeping the scoreboard reflecting a game dominated by the Stings. It's the way they started, and they have continued in that way. Unfortunately, two players from the same team colliding with each other and causing a foot fault. But any announcement, no fuss at all. It is the Southern Stings who look to turn that mistake into something good for themselves. But once again, it's turnover.
It'll be interesting to see the stats of the Southern Stings from their first game today. I think it's the first time that I've seen them make so many unforced errors. It's not a lot, but for this side it is, because we know them to be very clinical, to be on point, and to make the best decisions on court regardless of where they are.
Yes, they're a very neat, tidy outfit. They reduce their unforced errors to the absolute minimum, so it makes them dangerous opponents. Into the space, into the basket, and onto the scoreboard. 44 for the Stings, 22 behind them. It is the Diamonds.
Varnish obstruction wing.
They really are keeping the defenders guessing, flinging the ball about with gay abandon, but it's not reckless play, Simi. There is a huge difference between playing with freedom and reckless play.
Certainly isn't. They're just making use of the full court to make sure that they're opening up their space and making the best decisions and greatest offloads for their shooters. But on the other hand, the Northern Cape Diamonds are still responding. Regardless of what the score may look like at this stage, they are going to fight until the end.
You can see Berger wants to do a delivery into Boyson, but it's close quarters, and the long arms of those two defenders will interfere, as they have done. It's going to go the way of the Northern Cape Diamonds, and as Lawson comes jogging in to be put out of play, it is Claudia Boyson who underlines her value to this team. What I like about it is she always seems to be enjoying whatever's happening on court. She's quite oblivious to the score. That's the way you have to play.
Barnage go. Diamond center.
Not wasting any times. It's the Stings who just remind the Diamonds who are dominating.
Goal attack.
Oh, that's an excellent steal there by Striker. The newly introduced goalkeeper, she's certainly stepped up, and it's going to be interesting to see who takes the court on between Maweni and Striker for the upcoming games.
Stings.
And there's free-flowing play from the Stings. They have to be enjoying this match here in the Rembrandt Hall. The last piece of action for the Brutal Fruit Netball Club.
Diamonds.
Activities for today. We've seen wonderful matches, some going down to the wire, and this is a different type of game where we see a team completely in command of their skills. They are being allowed the space in which to use all those skills, and they've dished up flowing play. That's an absolute joy to watch.
Not when Lawson is around. You cannot force a long range pass like that to the goal circle, because we've seen Striker as well, but we know for sure Lawson will be looking out for those.
Lawson's the stuff of which nightmares are made. There are deflections, 6 for the Southern Stings, and that is matched by the Diamonds' deflections.
Stings.
As intercepts go, the Southern Stings superior statistics there, and we have seen that was due mainly to Lawson, Striker, and Julene Rousseau. As we see Joubert flawless in the execution.
They now hit the 50 mark with a 20, or enjoying a 27 goal difference with just under 6 minutes left in the third quarter of this encounter.
They've that's what netball is all about. Enjoying it for what it is. As we see Claudia Boyson out at 81 shooting statistics. That's how you play netball. You play hard and you give it all you've got, and irrespective of the score, it's a privilege to play at this level. As we've seen Rousseau, boy, she reads the ball so well. She just has her radar on. And she's aware of where the following pass will go. So you rarely see her storm into the first player. She kind of picks her time.
And Lawson responds on the other end with an intercept as well.
Fortunately, Lawson looks good in pink because she has almost made the pink skirt of the power player of the match her own. As we see a beautiful goal by Hubert. So Marilena Hubert out at goal attack is on 69, and for matches up ahead that will have to improve. Lawson almost with a half-hearted attempt at bouncing down that shot, but it was a missed opportunity. And the Southern Stings have wasted no time in making the Diamonds pay for that. Well, there's some token resistance from the two Diamond defenders, but it is a very difficult task. The flow of play is really fast, and there aren't that many aerial balls, which is where a defender sometimes has time and space in which to use their elevation.
Advantage contact, goal attack, and advantage offside.
Well, that was almost a good passage of play. The position of the shooter not read by the feeder, as we see Striker, who in the interview at halftime said she doesn't often start matches, so today is a nice challenge for her. She said she's enjoying her game time, and that she felt that they were going to go on and upward and forward, and that's a veiled message to the bottom ranked team in Division 1. That is just polite speak for we're coming to get you.
Oh, that's great work there by the young Mandy Berger of the Northern Cape Diamonds. It's really inspiring to see her also step up in the goal circle and taking some of those shots.
Well, she proved us completely wrong. We were fearful that she had capitulated, abdicated all her goal shooting opportunities last week to Boyson, but she hasn't. Tonight she's played a pivotal role in their shooting efforts, and that is good for the team of the Diamonds. Flawless interception by Julene Rousseau. It's no wonder she has been called up to senior squad duty, and it's a player who has a very bright future up ahead.
I think a couple of players will stand the chance of being called up. I mean, they have had amazing and consistent netball throughout. And speaking to Christine Dupré, who's one of the selectors in the SA team, she said it. She said, you know, the usual suspects are somewhat inconsistent, some showing up, others not. So the guys that are really stepping up and saying, look at me, I'm ready to take on that green and gold, are really the younger players. So they have a difficult task at hand. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this Brutal Fruit Netball Cup, because part of it is to identify excellence.
Yes, and Brutal Fruit, Yolanda Cuba, stated that it was their goal to provide a platform for lesser-known players to compete regularly and to make their mark. And we see Mandy Berger making her mark from way downtown. And so Brutal Fruit Netball Club have achieved that goal in their very first tournament. Several young players and lesser-known players have really seized the opportunity, knowing that this is the time and space to show what is special about them. So turnovers heavily in favor of the Stings, but the Diamonds haven't contributed in that way. The rebounds, once again, in favor of the Stings, with the Diamonds really posting poor figures as far as rebounds are concerned. Steyn calls for it. It's an overpass.
Sting center.
And it is the Stings 55, with the Diamonds coming in way behind at 27.
Wing.
as we enter the dying seconds of this last quarter, we still see very much fired up Southern Sting side, who hasn't held back at all with Helen Stein's stats. 80%, 35 out of 44 shots.
Berger would like to rack up another goal before the third quarter comes to an end, and it is a penalty shot. So the shot will be taken irrespective of playing time left. And it is the umpires who signal that play has come to an end in the third quarter. Once again, strong quarter for Stings. So Southern Stings way out in front with 56, and the Northern Cape Diamonds gamely trying to stay in touch.